I think it's time I talk about Dark Knight Rises. Now, this is my third attempt to do this video. I've failed twice now, so hopefully this will work. And if it doesn't, let's see this. If it does, yeah. So just to let you know, I tried doing it yesterday. It didn't work. I tried doing it today. It didn't work. This is my third attempt to do this video. So, yes, at the beginning of this week, actually, fourth attempt, sorry. At the beginning of this week, they released, actually no, last weekend, like on the weekend, no, not this weekend coming up, plus the other weekend, they released, like people that were invited, like news reporters, like critics, whatever, were invited to see the Dark Knight Rises Prologue, IMAX 70mm cinema, and a few days after that, the audio of the prologue leaked. I was going to do a video like saying blah blah blah, how I did try blah blah blah, but it failed. I don't know what the hell's wrong with my computer, so I'm just going to do it on my further booth here on my Mac computer. Hopefully it'll work. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. So the audio came out, I heard it, Bane's voice, Russian accent. Perhaps he's wondering why someone will shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane. Yeah, that's the first thing he says in the prologue, in probably the whole movie. The first thing Bane says ever, in any theatrical version. Even Batman Robin was like, whoa, whoa. That's not speaking. That's just retarded gurgling sounds. This is the first word sentence with proper words they ever said. Oh, he's probably perhaps wondering why someone would shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane. That's the first thing he ever said in a theatrical movie. So, yeah, I heard it. And, yeah, that's the first thing he says. And he sounds like a Russian terrorist. And I like his voice. Like, at first I was like, it's okay. I didn't think that much of it. But now it's grown on me. I really like his voice. Like, it's really awesome. If you haven't seen the prologue yet, yeah, I always say this before. So if you haven't seen the prologue or the second trailer, go and watch them. I know, but go and watch them and come back and we'll discuss it. So there's a few spoilers of the prologue and the second trailer. So yeah, the prologue is very intense too. Yeah, very intense. Like, that is intense. Like, the prologue is something that I call intense. My mum and my sister call Bacon Dawn Part 1 intense. Which is stupid. But yeah, the prologue was really intense, actually intense. And it had a good lead up to what you're going to see in the movie. Even though it has really nothing to do with the storyline, same with the Dark Knight part. Or it had a little bit, but not that much. Like, a little teensy-wincy bit to do with the storyline. It probably doesn't have anything really to do with the overall storyline, what like Bane wants. So this is just him hijacking a plane. This was to show off how epic Bane is, like Dark Knight, to see how evil the Joker was. And yeah, you just see a little bit of like bits and pieces thrown at you, like at the end. Like, if you went to see Iron Wedge IMAX cinema when it came out, you would have saw the prologue for the Dark Knight. And as soon as the prologue finished, you saw all these little they just tease you what the movie like this, like say 5-second tease of like little clips from the movie. And yeah, that we saw that for the Dark Knight Rises, and it looks interesting, really. Sorry, my neck. So I just have something off my neck. It looks very interesting, and the Dark Knight little thing, because I have it on my Batman Begins Blu-ray. The Dark Knight little bits and pieces at the end of the prologue, that kind of gave you an overall, like, I think about, like, now I've seen the movie, gave you an overall, like, little clips that you're going to see in the trailer. And that's what I'm going to see in the trailer. That is really dark. Like, that is a really dark thing. Like, extremely. It looks really dark. Like, I thought Batman Begins was dark. The Dark Knight was darker. I thought The Dark Knight was dark. This is gonna be even darker. And yeah, there's one thing that well, the first thing you see is Batman picking up that big gadget that you saw in the Empire on the cover of the Empire magazine, the Batman edition. And the last thing you see is someone's hand, I guess Spain, dropping Batman's mask on his cow. I think cow. I don't know. I think it's spelled COWL cow. Yeah, his cow thing with the pointy thing. He just drops it on the ground and it's I just see his hand like it's like this over my head. Boom. So yeah, that looks pretty interesting. Like wow, he might actually kill Batman. Actually, I think they showed us the exact thing that right after that in the second trailer, which I'll talk about later. Actually, I won't talk about it now. Yeah, the second trailer. I'll just say that one shot in the second trailer that might actually have the same shot, like might be the same scene as Bane dropping Batman's mask or cow. Let's say mask. Bane dropping Batman's mask on the ground. Because there's one scene of one Batman is on the floor on a bed. I don't know, I can't really tell, but I reckon on the floor and this big bruise on his head, and Bane saying to him, "Once Gotham isn't ashes, you have my permission to die." And while I think that's the thing, that's what happens right after Bane drops his mask on the floor. Because Bruce Wayne is in his full costume, doesn't have the mask on. That's why I think this is what happens right after he drops the mask on the floor. Right after you see the shot in the movie. And yeah, when I was like watching that lead trailer, and Bane says, well, I didn't understand what he was saying. I just heard him go, "You have my permission to die." Like, wow, that sounds pretty cool. Like, wow, it's saying you have permission to die. I heard you have my permission to die. Like, wow, this is gonna be epic. And I'm like, what's gonna happen here? Do you kidnap Batman or anything? Yeah, I think. I don't know. Okay, so let's get back to the beginning of the trailer. The leak trailer, they cut a little bit out of the beginning, and I can't really talk about that. I haven't really seen the full trailer. I've seen most of it from the leak trailer. So yeah, you still see the first thing. Oh, actually, I won't say everything you see, but you hear this is really sparked me a bit, but you hear Alfred saying to Bruce Wayne, you are most precious. You are as precious to me as you were to your own father. I swore to protect you, and I haven't. And the way he says like in the trailer, like if you've seen the trailer, it's like interesting. He's like saying if we trying to tell Bruce Wayne off, which doesn't sound like me just saying it normally. Doesn't sound like he's telling him off, but in a way he's saying he says it in like very patronising way. And I don't know, like to me, like probably to you, but it doesn't sound patronising, but it sounds a little bit patronising to me. I don't know, but you may hear it differently, but it sounds patronising. Like when he says I haven't, it sounds really in like a patronising tone, and it's really confusing me. Like what's he trying to say here? Like I don't know. I think Batman made a big mistake. I don't know, but you have to see until we see the movie. You also see like a party. Like if you go back to the Dark Knight trailer, sorry, I'm losing my voice. The Dark Knight trailer, you saw that big party when they'll like talk the big party and Joker interrupts. So you see something very similar to that. Yeah, and you see Bruce Wayne walking in and he's dancing with Selena Kyle, and she's like whispering to him like. You have so much and you so little for the rest of us. Then you see on the stage these people walk out and they have this army of prisoners and they're doing this sound like he holla, holla, he, holla, holla. Then you cut to, I think I think a band walking up the stairwell again, and you see on the Heinz field, all these three players running running off the ball. Then like the whole thing is collapsing, but like the whole ground is collapsing behind with three football players kind of like going down like the explosion that's happening, and he just turns around and looks, and then after you see what I said before at the beginning of me talking about the second product, Bane says to him, Batman, Bruce Wayne, you have my permission to live one stuff from living to ashes. Then you hear the chant and you see Miranda Tate and Bruce Wayne's looking at her and she takes like a mask off or something at the party. And then you hear he holla, holla, he holla, holla. You see Batman throwing punches at Bane. Bane ducks really quickly. Like, and then you see if you saw in the first teaser trailer when Jim Gordon was on the hospital bed, which I have to say, I was actually hoping before I saw the second trailer, I was hoping to have they show more footage from the scene when Jim Gordon's in the hospital bed. I was really hoping that, but I didn't. But you see, in the first trailer, if you remember, you see that guy climbing up that well, the circular well, circular well. Yeah, you see more footage from that scene. Not exactly the same footage, but more footage from that scene. You see Batman fall from the well, and you see someone else climbing up the well. I don't know, I think it might be Bane or something, I don't know, but it wasn't Batman because Batman had the cape falling down from the well. And yeah, that looked very interesting how I'd see that movie. And you see lots of other scenes on sport for you. You also see seeing a car walking in a train station. She like walking down like in a train a train station on monorail, I don't know, but she's walking like a train on monorail on this side of her, and she looks like she's about to like do something like really bad, like blow up the train station or something. I don't know, but she just looks really she looks pretty angry. So then, yeah, you see all this other stuff which I don't want to spoil it for you. You also see John Blank, which I like to point out that John Blank isn't in any of the comic books or TV shows or whatever. So this is the first movie we've got on here of John Blank. John Blank, which is the character played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I don't know, I thought it would be Robin or something, but his name's John Blake. I don't know, but that's my thing for the Dark Knight Rises. Thanks for watching more videos, subscribe.